So really appreciate everyone joining today for another Alignable webinar. Today is a really interesting conversation. This is the first in a series of new webinars that we're going to be doing that are focusing on specific industries and business types. So today, website and marketing success for home and local service providers. We're going to jump into website conversation and optimization, a lot of marketing strategy and tools integrated into your website to really help you grow your business online. So this is a conversation I've been really looking forward to, and really looking forward to getting into it right now with everyone. Just a real quick, just a little notice for everyone. This is going to be about a 35 to 45-minute presentation. Then we're going to have a Q&A at the end. Please keep yourself muted and keep all questions in the chat. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump into website and marketing success. So today we're going to explore how to leverage website optimization and marketing strategies specifically for home and local service providers to help you grow your business online and really just get the most out of your website. So I hope everyone will use this presentation. It is packed with a lot of professional guidance and recommendations. Again, I know everyone likes to download the presentation after the event, the complete video to rewatch, and this entire presentation is going to be available for download, both in the Host community group here on Alignable, on YouTube, and also on the Host blog. So today, topics that we're going to jump into are going to be website platforms. Which platforms are kind of designed, especially for home and local service providers, to help you drive results on your website. We're going to talk about the Google SEO Essentials. We're going to and really break down a lot of optimization strategy. We're gonna especially for home and local service providers, kind of an extension of the SEO conversation. We're going to be talking a bunch about Google Business Profile and the importance of that. We're going to get into a lot of marketing and SEO conversation with effective blog management. We're going to talk about social media and email marketing. I'm going to break down the whole digital consumer journey and lead generation, and talk about structuring of your website and your complete online presence, really, in order to help you convert more customers from just people finding you in the discovery stage. And then we're going to tie all of that all together and talk about CRM and marketing integrations that you should have in your website to help you not only increase conversions and get more from your website, but also help you with operations, your marketing, your outreach, and really, again, just driving the results that we're all looking for. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and explore how to improve optimization and conversions for home and local service providers. The first big topic that we're going to get into today is website platforms. So, especially for most Alignable members, certainly, and small businesses, but really strategically talking about home and local service providers today, I really wanted to just cut the whole list down, because we all know there's a lot of popular website platforms that you can use to build a website for your business. But specifically looking at the typical results and actions that a home or a local service provider want to get from their online presence, we're just going to talk about the platforms that are going to help you achieve that in the most streamlined fashion. So today we're really just going to be focusing a lot on both WordPress and Wix. So this little bullet point list right here is kind of the initial sort of kind of thought process that I want all business owners to really just kind of focus on. Whether you are looking to build a new website or you have an existing website and you're just kind of questioning, like, is this the right platform for us? Are we using it to its full capacity and capability? And really just take an objective view on your website. Just thinking about the results that you want, and are you effectively empowered with the platform that you're using. So just this little bullet point list here is really important. So first off, pick the website platform that meets your business goals. Especially for home and local service providers, your goals are typically to generate leads, to have strong, search engine presence, especially locally. So think about the specific goals that you want from your website and make sure that the platform you're using is going to match up with that. Another huge part of that conversation is ensuring that the marketing tools that you're using for your email outreach and your CRM and any other marketing integrations that you might have, that they actually work with the website platform that you're using. You don't have to jump through a bunch of hoops in order to make everything work and talk to each other. Especially for a lot of home and local service providers that I know I work with, Things like ease of use, easy updating, certainly blogging and search engine optimization, and especially if like, your own team is kind of in the mix and they like to jump into the website and make some updates themselves and everything, you want your website platform to be easy to manage, and you don't have to rely on your marketing agency or your website developer to like be doing every little update for you, because we know that adds up in cost too. So I know a lot of home and local service providers, they like to jump in and, be able to update a page or, publish their own blog post. And if you have the right website platform, and just with like some basic kind of guidance and training, even the most non-technical small business owner with platforms like WordPress and Wix, especially, things like blogging, even handling your basic, what we call the Google SEO Essentials. We're going to jump into that in a minute. Handling all your basic SEO configurations when you're making a new blog post or something. These platforms make it really easy for you to do that. So that's another one that's really, really big. And, so if you are using a platform or a custom website right now that maybe is not so great on the ease of use conversation, when we really jump deeper into this, that's going to be a big thought process, I think. And another thing too that I really always just talk about, this fourth bullet point, especially for home and local service providers too, keep it simple. You don't, it's a business website. It's great if you have a lot of motion and cool things going on and video, animation effects. But for the majority of small business websites, that's really just kind of not necessary. It's way more important to focus on meeting, high standards and current, Google standards, especially, making sure that you're just, meeting compliance, and you're just representing your business with a professional, clean, online presence. If it works with your brand, that you have a lot of motion and things like that going on, that's great. But for the majority of small business sites, and especially home and local service providers, it's kind of just not necessary. Simplicity is always best, and so just really always remember that. So just, definitely focusing on WordPress here. WordPress is great if anyone is using WordPress or is being recommended to use WordPress. They're great for search engine optimization and blogging. That's really what it's known for most. Kind of some caveats with WordPress though. Typically, to really get the most out of a WordPress website and have it running on a really high level, you do kind of need professional help for ideal results. WordPress does require ongoing maintenance and management, a lot of security overview and things like that. And you have to, have ideal hosting. Don't just be going to GoDaddy or whatever, kind of cheap hosting that's out there. It's really important to make sure that you have quality hosting with WordPress as well. On the other side of the fence, you have Wix, which I see a lot of home and local service provider using. Wix is kind of arguably probably the most popular platform, especially amongst the Lineable members. Wix is a really affordable option, and all that technical stuff that with WordPress, the ongoing maintenance and hosting and everything, you don't have to worry about any of that with Wix because they take care of it for you. They're a proprietary platform, so everything is just wrapped into their service. And now, with Wix, it integrates automatically through your dashboard with Google Search Console and Google Analytics. So you know that your Wix website, as long as you're configuring everything and really following their SEO guidance, you can have a really impactful presence on search engines. You can have a really impactful blog that's getting out there and helping you build topic authority, which we're going to talk way more about in a second. And at the same time, Wix is like really easy for you to just manage yourself, not have to worry about any of the technical stuff. You're not going to break anything within the website. And for both of these platforms, the reason why we're saying these are kind of the two ideal ones, especially for home and local service providers, is because they come with tons of built-in marketing tools, CRM tools that integrate with, pretty much every major CRM or marketing tool is going to integrate with WordPress or Wix, because they're kind of like, the two best options, especially for small, medium businesses, and certainly a lot of, home and local service businesses. So we're going to focus a lot on those platforms and kind of how they will help you grow your business and achieve the results that you're looking for. But regardless of your platform, as we're getting into a lot of these marketing conversations here, let's kind of now jump forward in the conversation. How do you get the most out of these website platforms, right? That's always the big conversation everyone has. So the next conversation we're going to have here is the Google SEO Essentials. So this is kind of a term that I guess I kind of coined it myself, but basically what it is it's sort of like the foundational level of the optimization of your overall website. It's great to try to achieve to be #1 on Google, but we all know that costs a lot of money, takes a lot of time, and it's fluid. It always kind of goes up and down. But the most important thing I always want business owners to know is that as long as you have these sort of like core foundational configurations in your website, you're going to be okay, and you're going to drive organic traffic to your website. You're going to find the right targeted people coming into you, and over time, especially with some of the other things that we're going to talk about later in this presentation, you're going to have an effective online presence that's helping you build your business. You don't necessarily have to always be number one. What's important is that you're meeting the baseline sort of like foundational standards for Google, and then you're going to get out there more and you're going to rise in the ranks over time. So the Google SEO Essentials are important configurations of every page and blog post of your website. So if you're using Wix, like we were just talking about, they have the SEO Assistant and SEO Dashboard. You go through those settings, and on every single page, every single blog post within Wix that you're editing, they give you this little checklist. It'll come up with little red X's if anything is not configured correctly, and little green check marks once you actually get it all right. So when you're making a new blog post, let's say, it's real easy just to go down this list, just do the things that it tells you to do, update the headline, change the focus keyword, make sure that everything's kind of configured ideally for search engine standards. Once you get those green check marks, all down the list, you go, great, I'm good to publish, and you publish it out there. So that really empowers you, to make things really easy. With WordPress, tools like Rank Math or Yoast or all-in-one SEO, same thing. They make every single page and post really streamlined and easy for you to be able to make sure that the entire website, your entire sitemap is meeting just current Google standards. And then a little bit more on the technical side, when you're going through either Rank Math in WordPress or the Wix SEO Assistant, they give you this like big checklist when you're first getting everything set up. And this is kind of like asking you like important information about your business, so that basically they can configure all of the sort of like technical structure and tagging and data about your website, just so that Google understands the intent and purpose of your website. So things like your XML sitemaps, your robots.txt, your structured data, when you go through that wizard of like the initial setup, that's what these tools are doing. They're setting up all that technical data. So if you're in the back end of your website and you're using one of these tools, make sure that you fill out that entire checklist. So many times I go into a business website and they're wondering why they're not doing well on search engines. Sure enough, they only filled out like half of that initial setup checklist. It's very, very important to make sure that's set up. And it's not technical at all. It's just answering information about your business. Some additional Google SEO essentials here that are also really important. On all of the pages and posts of your website, you can configure the share and social settings. This is so if someone was to share, let's say, one of your pages on Facebook or on Alignable or LinkedIn, let's say, you want the proper preview and information about that page or post to come up, because if it's poorly representing your business, it's going to get less clicks. It's not going to, just properly represent your business. So just, it takes literally, a few seconds to fill this information out, have the proper, preview come up, and it really will make a world of difference for, especially just getting out there, if you're sharing on your own socials, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, or if someone else is sharing information about your business. So especially with Wix, you have built-in ability to inspect and kind of audit all of the pages and posts of your website, your speed, your accessibility, and even your SEO standards. And with WordPress, I always talk about Google Lighthouse. If anyone was on my webinar on Wednesday for the Alignable Education webinar, we talked a lot about Google Lighthouse. Basically in Google Chrome, go onto your website, right-click, hit Inspect. You'll see the Lighthouse tab on the little window that pops up. This gives you the ability to scan your website and see how you're doing with your SEO structure, your performance, your accessibility, and best practices as well. Really important to understand, like basically, how does Google view your website? Are you, kind of meeting current standards? And you get basically like a grade school score for each individual of the 4 core metrics. So just regularly audit your website, check it out. Well, again, all you got to do is just right-click, hit Inspect, and go to Lighthouse. Things like performance and how fast the speed of the website is loading, very, very important. And just some bonus things in here. Every webinar I always talk about the importance of accessibility compliance. So everyone here, doesn't matter what platform you're using, make sure that you go to userway.org, get the accessibility widget, and make sure it's installed in your website. For Wix, you can go right to the Wix app marketplace. You can just search for Userway and add the widget. It's completely for free. You don't have to pay for anything, but it'll be in the bottom left-hand corner of your website. You'll see the little human icon, or sometimes it's a handicap icon. This is very, very important to make sure that your business website is meeting ADA compliance. Number one, there are a lot of businesses now that are actually facing lawsuits for their website not meeting ADA compliance. It is a compliance standard, but also think of it as kind of like a social responsibility. This is for people with a developmental, visual, hearing, or mobility disability. Really, really important to make sure that this is properly configured and your business is, just up to standards. Even if you're using a proprietary platform like Wix, it's up to you, the business owner, to ensure that you're meeting compliance standards. Another really important one is just privacy. And just meeting GDPR and CCPA compliance. This is, every single website should have a privacy policy in the footer. I also recommend an accessibility statement in the footer. But if you're using the userway widget, and then through WordPress, there's a plugin called Cookie Yes. Definitely make sure you install this, and you can also get it on Wix, pretty much any website platform. But having both userway and Cookie Yes installed into your website, this is going to help you just avoid having issues and really just create the best user experience for all users. A quick little reminder here too. So we did a much more in-depth, just talking about search engine optimization webinar that was right back in January. Definitely recommend everyone go over to our YouTube channel, just search for Hoot Host, the channel will come right up. Try to find maximizing your impact with Google in 2024. We got a lot of positive feedback about this webinar. I know it helped a lot of business owners go through that webinar. We did a whole series where it was search engine optimization, then effective blogging, then the digital consumer journey. Today, I'm kind of tying all of those things together specifically for this conversation. But if you want to learn more about search engine optimization and kind of steps you can take to get your website out there more, make sure you watch this webinar. So today is really about a lot more focus on just home and local service providers. Specifically for those type of businesses, a really important aspect of just your general search engine sort of status and driving the most leads that you can from Google. Let's go ahead and talk about our next subject here. Let's get into the Google Business Profile. So your Google Business Profile, honestly, for a lot of home and local service providers, it's like just as important as your website itself. This is honestly one of the most impactful tools that you can use to not only get found on Google, but to have a strong presence for your business within your local service areas, and really just making sure that you're driving leads and communication through search engines. So all SEO starts local. It's kind of a rule that we have. You can't just overnight just be a huge national brand or anything like that on search engines. You have to have your local presence and build from there. So the Google Business Profile is specifically for sort of like local businesses that have a location and are serving a local service area. So it's so important to mention here. A lot of times too. I obviously work with a lot of home and local service providers. I manage their Google Business Profile for them. The first time I go to their Google Business Profile, all the time I see this, they don't even fill the whole thing out. So right off the top of this bullet point list here, make sure it is up to date and completely filled out. This is so important. With your Google Business Profile, you can actually indicate the service areas that your business strategically targets and you tend to work most in. Make sure that is also filled out, because that's going to help accuracy of when someone local to you is looking for your particular service. They're looking for a roofer, an interior designer, siding company, restoration company. You're only going to come up in the areas that you have your service areas filled out for. Make sure that you're using the advanced features in there for listing your products, listing your services out, very important, and the messages feature, because now they have this cool, great new feature where if someone is searching for a local or home service provider and all the Google business listings come up directly from the Google search, they don't even have to go to your website. Right there from the Google search, they can start a conversation with you if you have the messages feature on. So now you're driving leads directly from search results. This is a game changer for so many businesses. Kind of an amazing thing. And we all understand the importance of testimonials and reviews, but now Google Business Profiles have really kind of become like the #1 place where people go to kind of feel like, hey, I can trust this business, or, and I'm going to either engage with them and do business with them and hire them, or, I'll go look for someone else. And a lot of it boils down to the reviews. So if you already have a Google Business Profile, or if you're going to go set one up after this conversation, get reviews. Every time you finish a job, wrap it into your sequence that you're always going to just, make sure that, from that happy customer, we're going to, make sure that we get that 5-star review. The more reviews you have, we're going to talk about the digital consumer journey here at the end, and how important it all kind of comes around full circle. The more reviews that you have, the more leads you're going to generate, and the more people are going to trust your business, and it's just going to help you grow your business over time. So get reviews, especially on your Google Business Profile. It's certainly important on any any of the various networking or job site, or various job websites. We're going to talk a bunch about all of that in just a minute, but with the Google Business Profile, the reviews is such an important feature. Another really huge feature here, I'm spending a lot of time on the Google Business Profile right now because it's that important. The updates feature. So you can go into the updates feature, and I get asked the question all the time, like, oh, we do that like once every couple of months or whatever, we'll add a new update. That's not enough. You should be treating this like it's a social media network of its own, like it's a little mini blog right there on Google. And now what's happening is the businesses who are using the updates feature regularly, they're posting on it multiple times a week, or or at least a few times a month. Those related posts that you're making in the updates, they're going to show up in related search terms. This is like huge, and it's just a great opportunity to show that, number one, you're active and people want to engage with you, but also if there's anything that's related in a search, those updates are going to really just help you drive more people to your website. So treat the Google Business Profile updates feature like it's its own little social network, and make sure that you're keeping that active and up to date all the time. And for anyone who is running any Google ads or anything like that, make sure that you are using the Google local service ads. This is very important. I'm sure plenty of you have seen that some Google Business Profiles, they get that green check mark. That's because they're Google verified. You have to go through a whole process with background checks and everything, but this is how you get guaranteed leads from Google searches, specifically within your local service area. So if you have a budget for running some small ads on Google, or if you're already running Google ads, just the generic Google ads, switch it over to the local service ads. When you get that Google verified status, so many businesses that I work with, as soon as they get that green check mark, the phones just start ringing, and all of a sudden they're like, whoa, we have all this work. So really, really important. So again, just of all the SEO things that we're going over and all the marketing topics we're talking about today, Google Business Profile should be top priority for everybody. So I was just talking there how like the updates feature is kind of like its own social network, and that's really how you should kind of see the Google Business Profile. But I do know that for a lot of home and local service providers, things like social media and your email marketing are really important as well. So let's just take a second here to also talk about social media and email marketing. I know it's really, really important conversation. So when it comes to kind of like building your brand awareness, having sort of that strong online presence that number one, is easy for people to find you, but also you're just continuously engaging with your audience. Really, the best way to do that for a home or local service provider is through social media and email marketing. So you can use social media to increase awareness of your business around your local service areas, but also to drive people, in a more efficient way directly into your website, into your marketing campaigns, your promotions. So you can, share your blog post, your landing pages, or your booking pages directly on social media, and just give people the direct path to go from discovery right into considering doing business with you. And then we're going to talk a lot more about CRM and lead generation in a minute. But when you're doing this and you're getting people's contact information as well, then from social media and from search engines and kind of all your various avenues, you're building your contact list, and you're building a relationship with your online audience and really the local service area that you generally support. So the more that you're doing this, you're building your email list out, you're sending out promotional emails and seasonal emails, which we're going to talk a lot more about. Over time, this turns into conversions, and now you're building your business just from keeping that your Facebook page or your various job or networking sites up to date, and really just doing that monthly newsletter and things like that. It does turn into jobs over time, and you build relationships, and you have growth in your business from that. So just a couple little bullet points here that are really important when it comes to social media and email marketing. Use the industry-specific job, networking, and reviews websites. I'm talking about Angie and Thumbtack, especially for home and local service providers. Such important, sort of like, it's real easy to get found on those. And, a lot of businesses that I work with, I see them get a lot of great work from them. But also make sure that you're using the traditional social media networks like Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. Those are really just great to just kind of have, that kind of like across the board consistent online presence. And again, when you're putting your blog post on there and, a lot of like, just promotional material, you're kind of keeping people up to date about like your company culture and, sharing a lot of, personal stories, but also your professional expertise, and just doing it all in a really professional manner. When you do that, even from those kind of networks like Facebook and Instagram, you can generate business. And the more that you keep them up to date, it's really, it really can be, a major kind of like outreach strategy for you. And then the more that you're bringing people into your website and they're filling out forms or your calendar, or they're just signing up for your newsletter to receive more information, maybe you have a lead magnet strategy going on. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Then you're building up your email campaigns, and you're able to do special promotions. You have a regular monthly newsletter. For a lot of home and local service providers, seasonal outreach is so important. And just putting out like, nice project updates and things like that. The more that you're doing this, and also through your email marketing, you can also, make sure that you're requesting reviews from people. So you're kind of, building what we call kind of the retention and advocacy of your business. And now you're driving reviews, you're sharing customer stories, and you're showcasing your success. And with all of that, all kind of, together through some of the other things that we're going to talk about, from your Google business profile, to your social media and email marketing, and then into, a lot of your other marketing outreach. When you have this all kind of organized correctly, and it can be done, I see business owners do it themselves. You don't necessarily have to have, the big fancy expensive marketing agency helping you to do all this. You can achieve, this really effective outreach strategy that's helping you grow your business. So let's talk about the next big one here, because this is one that I feel like a lot of home and local service providers, they just don't really, understand the value and really how crucial it is. Let's talk about effective blog management. This is really one that can change the game for a lot of home and local service providers. So when it comes to effective blog management, it is like your SEO secret weapon, because the more that you are putting out helpful blog posts that are related to the services that your business provides, and also related to your local service areas, it's like a big net basically of just the opportunity for people to find you and create leads and generate more business. So just do not underestimate the impact a blog post can have with Google to help get your business out there more and help you find more business. And especially just blogging consistently on topics that relate to your business, your location, your local community. As you're doing this over time, you're increasing the relevance and authority of your website with Google, and then you're going to start driving more organic traffic, more leads, and then the opportunity to really convert more customers. So again, going down this really important bullet list here, a lot's changed recently. Just like in March, a lot changed with Google especially, but just a helpful reminder here for everyone: do not put out blog posts that are like real sales pitchy or trying to talk about why your business is the best or anything like that. The whole mission with our blog posts is just putting out helpful content, answering people's questions. So think about your business. I'm a roofing business, and from my roofing business, I can think of like 5 topics that are like the typical things customers ask. Now, from those topics, let's just start coming up with articles and writing out blog posts that are directly addressing the typical questions that you hear from either first-time customers or long-time customers, and now just write blog posts, just answering those questions. So when someone goes to Google in your local service area and they go, what is like, this leak issue, or what is this mold issue, or, like anything that can potentially relate to the services that you provide, you are the blog post that is answering that question. And as you do this over time and Google knows you're putting out quality content, they will trust your website more and they'll let you rise in the ranks, and it's just going to drive more people organically to your website and to your business. So really just strictly following Google's helpful content algorithm, just keep helping people with their problems that relate to your business, and you will drive the right targeted people to you, and you will rise in the ranks. And don't do any of the salesy stuff or spammy old behavior. A lot of those kind of like old school tactics, they just don't work anymore. Answer people's questions and you will get more business. So there's this acronym that was kind of created by Google called EEAT. This is kind of a guiding principle for how to write the content of your website and especially blog posts. So it's called experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So as you're putting out content and information about your business, you want to really always focus on what is your personal experience, what is your professional expertise. So within that, you have stories that you can tell. Tell stories about jobs that you've done, and clients that you've worked with, and businesses that you supported. And just tell things about your staff and advancements you're making within your business, or kind of your guiding principles and things like that, your company culture. Then share, then kind of also kind of within that, you can showcase your professional expertise by saying, hey, with this particular job, this is the way you're supposed to this is the way you're supposed to do this right. It was like, we used to do this particular service this way, 10 years ago, but now we do it this way. So, again, you're answering questions of people that are, potentially kind of looking to do business with you, and they're coming into it with a problem, and you're, sharing your professional expertise to kind of give them your insights, but also, kind of helping them with their situation. So, the more that you're kind of sharing your professional expertise and, wrapping some personal stories in there, Google, and you're putting out that quality content through your blog consistently, Google's going to see, okay, they're becoming an authority on, this topic, that's, kind of your core topics that are related to your business. And as you become more of an authority, because you have all this great content about the topics that you talk about, you're going to get trusted by Google and you're going to rise in the ranks. That's the whole game right there. So EEAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness. It's all about sharing your personal stories and your professional expertise, consistently talking about those topics over and over and over again. And the more that you do it, you're going to get trusted and you're going to rise in the ranks, and more people are going to find your website and your business. So another big aspect to this too, I was just talking about the importance of the Google Business Profile. Something that we always do, and it's just a really effective strategy. Every time you make a blog post, every time you put out new content, boom, that's an update for your Google Business Profile. So share those blogs, share those resources, share those articles over with your Google Business Profile. You're going to help just keep it up to date, keep activity up. And that's another way that you're going to, really, again, rise in the ranks with Google and just, have a strong presence locally for your business. And then just for every single time that you are putting out a blog post, again, we were talking about Wix and WordPress in the beginning and how easy they make those, basic SEO configurations, your title, description, image attributes, and some of the, the little technical sitemap stuff. Make sure that it's getting indexed to Google. Just make sure you're using the built-in SEO tools so that all of your blog posts are going to rank effectively and get out there and target the right people. The more that you blog consistently and you target those topics, tell your personal stories and, tie it all together with just, using those SEO checklists and just make sure that you're, just following correct standards, you're going to just spread the footprint of your business across search engines, and you're going to drive more people in your local service area to you. And then from there, the sky's the limit. So again, blogging is, the kind of the hierarchy, the way that I think about it is like blogs are way at the top of the list. Then social media and the other stuff is really important as well. But blogs really are a game changer for so many businesses. Make sure you are really taking blogging seriously. A quick reminder here, we did a whole webinar just about blogging and, really kind of harnessing the power of it. So again, jump over to our YouTube channel, search for Hoot Host. You'll find that webinar as well. I know that one really helped a lot of business owners, and definitely hope everyone will check it out. So let's move the conversation forward here, because this next conversation is kind of like, we talked about social media, we talked about blogging. Those are kind of like the discovery stage, people finding your business, right? But we need to talk about kind of structuring the journey of your customers and people that are visiting your website so that you're converting them into customers, right? That's what we all care about the most, is results. So next up here, let's talk about the digital consumer journey and lead generation. This is a huge, huge conversation. So, we're really, what's now kind of known as the digital consumer journey, maybe, folks might be more familiar with terms like the buyer's journey, the customer journey. This is kind of like a roadmap to how you want a potential search engine visitor or someone just discovering your website for the first time. Maybe they found a blog post, or maybe they, clicked on a blog post or a landing page from social media. The roadmap basically is like a guide of how we need to kind of structure our website and structure our online presence in order to effectively kind of, guide that person to becoming a customer. So there's 5 stages to the digital consumer journey: discovery, consideration, action, retention, and advocacy. So the first 3 steps there are, kind of the traditional buyer's journey. Someone discovers us, they consider doing business with us, and then they do business with us. They sign on to whatever the desired action of our business is. So let's just talk about those real quick. So, this is, again, kind of like how someone is interacting with your business. So the discovery stage, that first step, someone discovers us. This could be from a marketing landing page. This could be from a blog post. This could be, we've been putting out those helpful content blog posts, right? Someone, asked a question to Google, our blog post was the answer, and all of a sudden now they're on this blog page with us. So that person now, they've discovered us, they know who we are, right? But we need to kind of subtly nudge them forward into the primary areas of our website, our main pillar pages, like kind of like the big information pages of our website, or just our service pages. So you don't do that by having your blog post be, big sales pitch or anything like that. You answer their question, you give them the good information that they're looking for, and then you have little subtle links or call to action. Say, hey, if you want to learn more about this topic, go over to our service page. From there, they jump into the next stage. Now they're in the consideration stage, because they've, kind of given us their vote of confidence that, hey, I'm willing to, engage with you a little bit more and check out your website. Now they're on that service page that's about the kind of the topic that they just came in from. This is where we have the opportunity to, have lead generation. So right there on those pillar pages, those key service pages, we have lead generation forms right up on top. They don't have to go scrolling looking for it. It's right in their face. Hey, you came in, interested about this topic. Why don't you fill out this form, and you can talk to somebody, or you can get in touch with us or enroll in this. And that's, how, we're opening the communication door, basically. So that's kind of the consideration stage. So then at the very least, we capture that lead, and then they're wrapped into our email marketing, our social media, our outreach. But also, and then so from our marketing and our outreach, or just right there from the website, they can move forward. They can take the next link. It should just be an easy 3-step process to make it to our desired action of our website, which could be buying something, signing up for something. And certainly for most home and local service providers, it's typically, we want that booking, we want them to fill out that form and just get in touch with us. So driving them to that action of just getting in touch with us, we have that lead, they're letting us know what service they're interested in. That's kind of, the big 3-step right there. The more that we structure our website like this, from blogs and marketing landing pages in the discovery stage, our service pages kind of being, the more information and where we can start to, kind of talk a little bit more about ourselves and capture that lead. And then ultimately they give us our desired action. They fill out that form. They let us know that they're interested in doing business with us. That's the big 3 steps right there. But there are these 2 additional steps that are also really, really important. That's why the buyer's journey is kind of like those 3 first steps. Yeah, they're huge. They're really important because that's how we're growing our business. But it's also really important to continue to nurture the business, keep customers happy, of course, and get their advocacy and their feedback as well. So real quick here, let's also talk about the retention and advocacy stage, because, all right, so retention, ultimately, what is your website, right? It's a communication tool. So your website has to have, whether someone is a lead and just considering doing business with you, or they're already an active customer, they're still going to come back to your website to look up how to get in contact with you. Maybe they have a quick question, they're looking for like an FAQ. If you have a chat bot or something like that, they can quickly get an answer to a question or quickly talk to someone. A website needs to all just be about communication. And the more that you're doing this and you're giving your either leads or your existing customers just ideal support, that turns into more happy customers. And that's what retention is literally all about. So then when you do this effectively, what happens next? Now you have happy customers, you have lasting relationships, you're growing your business. The next thing is you start getting reviews, you start getting testimonials. People go to the Google Business Profile and they leave you a 5-star review. And then you can showcase those reviews and those success stories on your website as well. So you have customers advocating for your business, and it's a big full circle. What that does, from someone discovering your business, they come in, they see, oh wow, these guys got tons of great reviews and everything. People are advocating for their business. Like, that's going to make more people want to do business with you as well. And you just rise, and that's how you build your business. It's a full circle from discovery to consideration and action, retention, and then people advocating for your business. It all just comes around. So again, we did a whole webinar about this. We did a whole series in the beginning of the year, how search engine optimization and blogging relate to the digital consumer journey. So definitely go check out that webinar as well. We walk through each of the 5 steps in great detail and break everything down, really how to kind of structure all of that. So just the last topic here to kind of tie everything all together, really important, because through these various steps of the process of the journey, through blogging, your website is properly optimized. None of that matters, right? Unless you have kind of the operations and collection of people's information in an efficient way. So let's talk about CRM and marketing integrations. This is the last big topic here today. Very, very important though. So, a CRM, customer or contact relationship management tool, is so important to be able to really just, effectively manage the conversion process, build pipelines, and be able to manage your leads and your customers, all of your business operations, especially for home and local service providers, where that's what we care usually the most about with our website. We want a tool right here, like this graphic shows, that's the core of all of that. Our sales, our marketing, our support, and our feedback, kind of the steps of the digital consumer journey. If we have an effective marketing tool, software in the middle of all that, so someone fills out a form, someone hits our booking calendar, someone signs up for our newsletter, all of our email marketing, our social media, everything feeds back to one core place. That is what is, ultimately going to help you just with your marketing, managing your operations, everything across the board. So you want to have a CRM tool integrated into your website. This is for lead generation through your forms we were talking about having those lead forms on your service pages and on the primary pillar pages of your website. That form connects to your CRM, and all of that information is collected. Same thing for your contact page or any other sign-up pages, your email newsletter. Let's say you have a lead magnet where you're sharing a PDF or some type of downloadable promotion. Someone has to fill out that form and give you their contact first in order to access that. Certainly when you have specialized landing pages for marketing promotions, or you're building a landing page to target a specific location, let's say, you have a form on that page. That form also feeds back to your CRM. Some really nice things you can do with higher level CRMs as well. You can have payment collection forms, so you can manage invoicing and things like that, and make sure that all of your billing is all completely taken care of. If you have a chatbot integrated into your website, this is great. This is great for FAQs and answering people's questions. It's kind of like a 24/7, basically like support desk for your business. But also it takes their information and can make bookings and capture those leads for you as well. And certainly a calendar as well. If you're just using Calendly or something like that, it's not really like logging all of the contact information as it comes in. Use a calendar through an actual CRM tool. So just like your forms and everything else, your calendar is saving those people's information as well. So again, having that CRM as the core of your entire marketing strategy is so, so important. So all of these various collection tools put together, in combination with your other campaigning and your outreach and your blogging, this is how you are really having that effective online presence. So just some reminders and recap here as we're closing up. I went a little longer than I expected here today, but this is a really important conversation, especially for home and local service providers. When you have that easy to manage but professional website that meets current search engine optimization and modern standards for compliance and things that we were talking about today, plus you have marketing tools integrated and you're following the digital consumer journey, that is how your home or local service business is going to have just the highest level online presence possible to really help you grow your business. So again, platforms for ideal success, WordPress and Wix, they integrate with all the major marketing tools, and a lot of this marketing strategy and optimization stuff that we talked about today, it's really a much more straightforward process with WordPress and Wix. Decide which one is going to work best for your specific business. I can definitely answer that in the Q&A for anyone, but those are the platforms that I'm going to recommend above any others. Follow the Google SEO Essentials. That's going to help you increase your ranking and get your blogs out there more. Update and consistently manage your Google business profile. So, so important. Use those industry sites and those review sites like Angie's or Thumbtack. They're great for helping you generate business, but also use Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. Use those as kind of like part of your outreach strategy. Collect people's information and start building an email list, and then have effective email campaigning as well. Just here's the whole kind of equation right here. Blogging plus the digital consumer journey equals success. Structure your website around the digital consumer journey and you will start to convert more customers. And again, when you integrate with a CRM tool and you have that marketing software as kind of like the core of your entire marketing strategy, that is really just going to help you, really manage your conversions, your leads, all of your email marketing, and it just, makes everything a much more streamlined process for you. Keeps organization is always very, very important when it comes to all this stuff. So just real quick here, a special promotion for everyone who stuck with me. Seems like most everyone stuck with me so far, so that's great. If anyone is interested in having kind of a professional assistance with an affordable plan for a lot of what we talked about today, go over to Hoothost, check out our Wiser Way plan. It's really just built specifically for home and local service providers. We work with a lot of companies who are, are very much in that world, from, roofing and restoration and plumbing, electricians, a lot of specialty home and service providers, architecture, interior design, and things like that as well. They're all on this plan, and we've seen tremendous success with it. So this gives you a premium website built on WordPress or Wix, with all of the optimizations and functionality that we talked about today. We take care of all the Google SEO Essentials for you. We publish 4 blog posts per month for you. Everything that we just talked about with the digital consumer journey, we structure your website around that concept to make it a high conversion online experience to generate results for your business. We do your social media management, and we love doing social media management for home and local service providers especially. We do 3 posts per week to all of your networks. We'll even make videos for you and things like that as well. We partnered with another alignable leader, Diana Lee from Waggle AI. I definitely recommend everyone jump over and find her and check her out. She creates a custom chatbot for your website that is trained specifically on your business and your business services, so that it can be there for customer support, answering questions, creating bookings, and is ultimately another lead generation tool for your business. We also give you Hoot CRM and our all-in-one marketing software built right into your website. So all of your forms, your calendar, everything is all running through that. We also include all of your integrations, plugins, any advanced functionality that you might need. We take care of all that compliance stuff that I was just talking about. And we handle all of your ongoing maintenance, optimization, hosting, and if you need professional email, we do that as well. So definitely hope everyone will jump over to Hoothost, check out the Wiser Way plan if you'd be interested in that. It's much more affordable than you're going to find from other agencies or traditional businesses. So we hope you'll check that out. But enough with all the self-promotion stuff. I think now it is time for some questions.